Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody. I'm so glad you supported me so many times from now on, and I'm very, very glad I will be short this time because this is New Year, everybody's celebrating it, and so on. I promised I will be live on January 3rd, and it will generally happen, but I wanted to use this opportunity to thank everybody for supporting me in the year that is behind us. Now about the MMA, yeah, I have many expectations, so I'm always welcome to answer any question if I know, of course. This was a pretty much rocky, turbulent year for me. Pretty much made a very much difficult decision. Now about my expectations for this year, well, I pretty much hope that everything is going to grow, and I hope there will be many new nations in the world of UFC. Because, for example, let's kick off with Modestas Bukauskas. He'll probably get UFC contract signed this year, and Lithuania is probably going to get their first UFC fighter ever who has ever competed. Now, today we got a guy from Angola, I think Manuel Cape, who scored a victory over Kaya Sakura for a raising belt. So yeah, UFC is becoming a global thing. You know, it's becoming definitely a global thing, and I'm pretty much happy because this sport is becoming wider. You know, this sport is becoming better. This sport is winning every single place on this planet, and I'm pretty much thrilled for it. I hope in this year that Cage Warriors champ Natas Frederick is gonna deserve his place under the UFC sun, under the UFC banner, because he was trying very, very hard through these years. I also hope Cody Stamen is going to fight for the title. Gilbert Durinho Burns, he is definitely a guy who deserves a title shot, and there are many other fighters who definitely need to progress in this year. Jorge Masvidal won a BMF belt, and yeah, I've heard rumors that he might defend it against Conor McGregor. I'm sure whether it's true or not, but I'm pretty much I'm pretty much in the mood for that, because I hope 2020. Dana White said that 2019 was the most turbulent year in the history of UFC, and it was the most successful one. And I hope that the year 2020 is going to be even more successful, and there will be even more better guys to compete. And I hope there he will start bringing guys, really bringing guys from the different areas of the world. For example, I'm pretty much happy because he brought Otman Azaitar from Morocco. The first time in the history Africa has two champions, and this is amazing. All right, Israel Adesanya fights under New Zealand flag, but you know that he was born in Nigeria, and Nigeria is today on the map of the UFC. 2 years ago, it was unimaginable, It was unimaginable to see Nigeria on the map of the UFC, and today we've got Nigeria, we've got many other countries, we've got expansion of this lovely sport, and I'm happy to hear that Kamaru Usman, well, Kamaru Usman is still the champ, the guy who bashed Colby Covington, and we've got a guy, also one guy, Israel Adesanya, who literally ran through the UFC middleweight division. I've heard also that 205 division, it might be really, really tough to look. Yeah, John Jones versus Dominic Reyes. It's kind of set for the next year. I don't know. Dominic Reyes still undefeated. Yeah, I still disagree with this victory over, I think, Volkan Ozdemir. Yeah, I think it was a kind of fair. But now, you never know. You can't control the judges and such things. But we cannot control the judges. But we can control the destiny of the division. And I expect there will finally be a guy who's going to dethrone John Bones Jones I finally expect there will be a guy who will end his reign, and I finally expect 265 division. Well, I expect some changes. We got Stipe, we've got DC, but I think this year is going to bring the third name because Daniel Cormier was planned for the retirement, and some other young guns are appearing. So yeah, I hope the champ is going to change this year. Now going at 185. I think Easy Boy is gonna rule for some, let's say, some period of time. I pretty much don't see a guy who could give him a hard time. I mean, yeah, Romero could if he takes him down, but Easy is a very tough guy to take down, and I don't know much on his ground skills, to be honest. At 170, the only guy who could dethrone Kamaru Usman at the moment is. I'm starting to thinking Colby was unable. It's Jorge Masvidal. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely Jorge Masvidal because Jorge Masvidal has a stamina from hell, and Jorge Masvidal is a guy who definitely likes to brawl, who likes to fight. And you know what happened in his match against Nate Diaz? He was definitely one, let's say, one of the most dominant guys ever because Nate Diaz, yeah, he turns his engines at rounds 4 and 5, but Jorge Masvidal simply didn't let him turn his engines on because Jorge Masvidal on the other side, he went to war. He was ready for war. And even if his match against Kamaru Usman happens anytime soon, which I highly doubt it will happen because he will probably go against Conor McGregor, independent of Conor's fight against Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. I think Jorge Masvidal would definitely brawl against Kamaru Usman, and it would be one of a very, very entertainment bouts to watch, and I am pretty much sure that it would be one of the most interesting fights. But unfortunately, I think Dana White has different plans for Jorge Masvidal. I love watching his fights. Jorge Masvidal is a guy who attracted me into the world of UFC. At the beginning, I'll be honest. At the beginning, I was thinking Jorge Masvidal is just, a clown, a guy who doesn't care about anything, who just came here to earn some money and nothing else. But I've changed my mind after KO win over Darren Till. I was like, all right. But when he turned the lights out on Ben Askren, I've never liked Ben Askren. And then I said, all right, I'm going to love this guy. I'm going to support this guy. I'm going to be with this guy until the rest of his life. And yeah, that's what I think about Jorge Masvidal, and I hope he is going to win the throne of the UFC welterweight division. Now going to 155. I've seen many bandwagon threads about Khabib's haters, and I don't know. I really don't know how to comment this because I don't want Khabib's teammates and Khabib's supporters to get angry at me. Khabib is ruling for a very, very long period of time, and I pretty much like Khabib. I like him as a person. I support him. So listen, just about religious stuff, I don't care about that. I only care about fighter's performance in the octagon, okay? So his octagon performance. Khabib is a beast in the octagon. But around his match with Conor McGregor, you know that Khabib pretty much dominated easily and did the same thing against Dustin Poirier because Dustin Poirier, he was saying in the break between the rounds that he is unable to get this guy off him, and I understand why he was saying that because it was pretty much a matter of moments when Khabib is going to finish him, and now we've got the set match between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson, the match that was delayed 4 times in the past, and I highly doubt it will be delayed for the 5th time because it would have been the greatest, how to say, how to say, it would have been the greatest disappointment of the UFC, because fifth time it simply has to happen. And yeah, I've seen a thread, sorry, that says that Khabib's haters are going to transition to Justin Gaethje if Tony Ferguson doesn't let him defeat him. But there is one thing that pretty much intrigues me about that, and this thing is generally Khabib's how to say, uh, Khabib's will to fight everybody, and Khabib's expectations from any fight. He is focused to fight, and this is the reason why I honestly love Khabib. This guy is focused to fight. He's always ready. He always gives the maximum of his possibilities, which is awesome, which is amazing. But can Tony Ferguson dethrone him? That's a very, very tricky question. Getting into the thorough analysis of Tony Ferguson and Khabib, I think Tony has better brawling and striking, while Khabib has better ground. Both fighters are good. Only if Khabib doesn't take him down, which is hard to expect, it ain't gonna happen. Just according to my thoughts, it's hard to expect it ain't gonna happen. But now let's think of some different weight divisions. 145 featherweight, Max Holloway. The legend, the guy who rules the division, but also the guy who is ready to fight everybody. And now he is dethroned by Alexander Volkanovski. Let's see who could be the next in line for Alexander Volkanovski. I don't know, honestly. I know that many guys in this division are strong and powerful and so on. But there is one problem, Alexander Volkanovski, he has a very, very long reach for a short guy. So a taller guy doesn't have a reach advantage against Alexander Volkanovski. I am unsure who's gonna be the next in line for him, because I honestly don't know. I expect Korean Zombie is gonna face him. That's what I expect. Is it going to happen? I really don't know. But what I do know is that the Korean Zombie is a guy who literally bulldozed Frankie Edgar. Can he bulldoze Division Emperor Alexander Volkanovski? I don't think so. Can he give us an amazing match to watch? Yes. Can he brawl? Yes, he can. Will UFC give Korean Zombie a title shot? Dong Kim has already fought for the UFC title, so he will not be the first Korean to participate in a belt bout, but he is clearing everybody in his way. He's annihilating everybody. He is destroying everybody. Why not? The flag of Korea. Would have been awesome on the UFC belt, because, I'm a big fan of Korea. And Korea is a huge country for the UFC, You've seen the UFC Busan and those events, and Korea definitely deserves another spot, another place here, because Korea, it deserves a champ. I'm unsure whether Chan Sung-jung can dethrone Alexander Volkanovski, because Volkanovski is stronger than regular 145ers, but you never know. Now let's go division down. Henry Cejudo is the champ, 135. He is the clown. I don't like him. Marlon Moraes, well, he scored a kind of controversial win over Jose Aldo. It was very, very controversial. Now I believe it wasn't even a victory. Will Marlon Moraes fight again for the title? No, I don't think so. I don't know, man. I don't know how are things standing in this division, but there is one thing I do know. I know for one prospect. His name is Cody Stamen. After Song Jadong mess, he said he's going to correct things up, to recover from the loss, and to bounce back. With the win, we've got Rob Font in this division. We got many other names. We got Petr Yan. Uriah Faber is going down after Petr Yan loss. The next guy in the title line could definitely be Petr Yan, because he is one hell of a Russian who KO'd Uriah Faber with a taekwondo strike, a clinch head blow, and I've got to say that it was one of the biggest surprises I've ever seen. Uriah Faber has never been head kicked in a taekwondo manner, and this was a big surprise for me. Now, who's gonna rule this division? Well, Petr Yan is going to fight for the title next. Henry Cejudo is unable to fight. He's injured. We will see. Maybe Aljamain Sterling. I don't know. I just want everything to end as soon as possible. And now the smallest division, flyweight, Joseph Benavidez. Yeah, it's time for Joseph Benavidez to return to the throne. That's the only thing I've got to say after leaving of Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Triple Clown is going down because of his behavior. So yeah, it's time for Joseph Benavidez. I mean, there are other guys. Davison Figueiredo, Josier Formiga, and many guys could drop to flyweight division, but why not, man? Give Joseph Benavidez a shot. He's a veteran. He can go down, he can brawl, he can fight, and yeah, some things could change. About the women's UFC, I don't see a woman who could endanger Amanda Nunes in the top two divisions. I really can't see a woman, especially after Cyborg's transition to Bellator MMA, and yeah, I'm pretty much suspicious of that because I was expecting Cyborg is going to remain in the UFC, but after her decision win over Felicia Spencer, Cyborg decided to change the waves and accept Scott Cocker's call out, which is, I believe, a good decision because she has good chances to dethrone Julia Budd and to fight more regularly, because this was her intention. And Amanda Nunes rematch, she wasn't going to get it, at least not soon. And I believe she made a pretty much good decision by transitioning to Bellator MMA. Now, the other person who is definitely born to rule is Valentina Shevchenko. I think, especially after that knockout over Jessica, I don't think any girl could endanger her at the moment. I don't know. If you think otherwise, please let me know. I'm always ready and open for suggestions, but I'm a guy who believes that some people are simply born to rule, are simply born to be the best, to be the wild, and yeah, I simply believe some people are born to be the best. And Valentina Shevchenko, she competes since the age of 15, and I really think she's at her prime. I believe she's going to stay on the top for a very, very long period of time because she is the most focused woman I've ever seen in the world of women's MMA. Amanda Nunes is focused, but Valentina Shevchenko is training or nothing at 115. It's Weili Zhang, definitely. Well, Weili Zhang could fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk, or there are other challengers, but Weili Zhang is very dominant. I mean, Rose Namajunas lost via slam to Jessica Andrade, and Weili Zhang turned the lights out on her in the first minute of the very first round. So what else should I say? She's a dominant girl. And this is something that I hardly expect is going to happen. I don't believe some other names are going to endanger her anytime soon. What else I've got to say? Well, there will be many new names in the world of UFC. Dana White is cutting everybody that don't fulfill his expectations. And guys, thank you so much for watching me. This was a New Year special. I will be live at January 3rd. I will talk especially about Conor McGregor's returning event, UFC 246, and I will talk about many bouts on it. So, if you're happy to visit it, I'm always down for interviews, for questions, and for such things. I always want to talk to fans. I respect you guys. Hats off. You know, hats off to everybody who's watching this, and I'm so glad you let me enter this wonderful world. I'm more than happy to talk to fans and to give you so many lovely answers, lovely predictions. I'm always happy to share my thoughts with the fans. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. And to sum everything up, at the beginning of the last year, I had only 4,000 subscribers. Today, I had 6,706 subscribers, which is an amazing growth. My views have significantly increased, and I'm so, so happy for it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for following me and for giving me a shot, for not being so conservative, for giving one guy from Bulgaria to show and express the love towards the best martial art in the world, towards the best sport in the world. And I'm so happy there are so many lovely fans of combat sports all around the globe. I know this wasn't planned, but you respected me. You still respect me. And I had to respect you. That's just me. Love for love. That's how I am. Believe it or not, Matthias Frederick, Cage Warriors, 185-pound champ, is the first guy who congratulated me New Year. Thank you, Matthias. You're a big fighter. You're a big person. And even bigger man. And I hope you'll get a UFC shot soon. The love you get from fighters, nobody can change this love. I'm so happy I entered this world, and I'll give my best to satisfy fans with lovely threads, with lovely video clips, and with everything, with answers. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm a huge fan of this sport. I love this sport more than anything in the world. I even gave up my family because of that. My family last year, they said, listen, we don't want to have anything with you. You're MMA freak and so on. All right, they are now, we made a mistake and so on. But no, MMA means everything to me. MMA, martial arts, I love it. I love MMA community. I love everything MMA related. And I'm ready to brawl. I'm ready to fight until the last dying breath to spread this community, to become a part of this community, and to exchange thoughts with lovely fans and fighters. This is the best world that has ever existed on it. And I'm so happy I'm a part of it. So, for all my fans, I will be live again on January 3rd. And please make sure to follow me. I will give my best to answer questions about Conor McGregor's returning event. But any off-topic questions are allowed. I'm always down to answer. If I don't know, I will honestly say that I don't know. So thank you again and have a great day. Thank you for following me, and hats off to everybody who followed me now at the New Year's Day.